A letter from beyond the grave. Am I the asshole for refusing to share my trust fund with my step-siblings? My grandfather passed away last week. It was the hardest day of my life, watching the man who raised me and taught me so much finally leave this world. But even in death, Grandpa had a final message for all of us, and believe me, he didn't hold back. He left a letter for me, my dad, my stepmom, and her 2 hornets. It's wild how Grandpa's last words brought so much clarity, and, in true Grandpa fashion, a little poetic justice. Here's what he wrote. To my family, if you're reading this, then I've already gone. Hopefully you're all dressed properly and didn't show up to my funeral in those ridiculous outfits that your mother wears. Yes, I'm talking to you, Hornets. Now I've had a long time to think about how things went down in this family, and I need to get a few things off my chest before I go. Let's start with your stepmother. I hated her the moment I met her. Gold digger written all over her. The first time she ever came into my house, she started telling me what changes she would make when it was hers. I knew then that the house would never be hers, not in life, not in death. That's when I decided that the house wouldn't even go to your father, not because I don't love my son, but because I hate his wife more. So congratulations, Derek, the house is yours now, and I hope one day you'll raise a family here, like I did, and be as happy as I was. As for your step-siblings, well, I saw them for what they were right away. Buzzing hornets, always waiting to sting someone, to take something that didn't belong to them. They're greedy, selfish, and entitled. But I'm not completely heartless. So, while I did cut them out of my will, I decided to give them a little something after all. Their portion of my estate, the part that would have gone to them if they hadn't been greedy bastards, will be donated in their names to the local animal shelter where I got my beloved dogs. I'm sure they'll be honored to have their names on a donation like that. I can almost hear the animals cheering them on from here. Your father, despite all his faults and for putting up with that woman, still deserves something. I left him a little money, but nothing compared to what you'll get, Derek. The house, your trust fund, and all of my belongings are yours. I hope you cherish them and make good use of them. You were always my pride and joy. Lastly, if you ever feel the urge to share with those hornets, just remember, I'm watching. And if you do, I'll come back to haunt you. Don't test me, boy. Take care of the house, take care of your dad, and live well. You've earned it. With love, Grandpa. I'll never forget reading that letter. It was like Grandpa was still here, laying down the law one last time. My stepmom lost it when she read that their inheritance would be donated to the animal shelter in their names. She thought for sure they'd get something, but nope. Grandpa made sure their greed was met with a lesson. Watching my step-siblings realize that they bequeathed a substantial amount to a shelter was a sight to behold. If they'd just left well enough alone, they'd have had a good start in life. But they couldn't help themselves, and now they're paying the price. As for me, I'm staying in the house with my dad for now. I drive to and from school every day, which means I get to save money on housing, and I have everything I need. After I graduate, I'll get my trust fund, but honestly, I'm in no rush. The worst day of my life was when I buried my grandfather, but the best day was seeing the poetic justice he delivered to those who tried to take advantage of his kindness. Grandpa always said, "You reap what you sow," and he was right.